Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Maikli lang tong episode na ito, no? I just wanted to share with you this court decision. Kung saan, minsan mapapabilib ka rin, no? Sa paninindigan ng ilan, sa determinasyon ng ilan para lang makapunta sa Canada. Mabibilib ka dito, no? Isang applicant for a student permit. Nag-submit siya ng peking English exam score. Okay? Peking IELTS. Obviously, alam niya na peke yung sinabit niya, di ba? Nung nahuli ngayon siya ng IRCC, ni-refuse yung kanyang application, aba, pinanindigan niya ang kanyang IELTS score, ang peking IELTS score, all the way to the federal court. Kalain niyo, aba, di ba? O sige, akala siguro niya makakalasot siya, no? Pero, hindi pa din. Puntahan natin. Bagong federal court decision po ito issued just this October 23, 2025. Yan. Ang applicant po ay isang 20-year-old from India. Ayan. Gusto niya ng study permit because she wanted to pursue graduate studies in BC, British Columbia. Her application was rejected September last year pa on the basis of misrepresentation. Ito ang nangyari, no? Bago pa naman daw talagang i-refuse, syempre, nagduda na itong si officer tungkol sa kanyang sinubmit na IELTS score. Ayan. So, ang ginawa ni officer, in fairness, pinagbigyan siya ng pagkakataong i-explain. Before or prior to refusing the application, the officer sought to confirm the IELTS score from the report she had submitted with her application. But their search yielded no results. The officer gave Miss Kaur an opportunity to demonstrate that she had not misrepresented her test score through a PFL, yung Procedural Fairness Letter. Imbis na sagutin daw, imbis na magbigay ng paliwanag, ang ginawa ni Miss Kaur, nag-submit ng bagong test result. Okay? And she provided no explanation for the apparently non-genuine report she submitted originally. At dahil dun, talagang tuluyan nang ni-refuse yung kanyang application. Aba, matapos i-refuse ng IRCC, aba, matapos i-refuse ng IRCC, pumunta siya ng federal court para i-apela. Ang lakas ng loob, ano? Sabi ko sa inyo eh. Okay, ang argument ni applicant, teka, taas lang natin konti. Ang kanyang argument, the officer had erred. Nagkamali daw si officer by entering the wrong test score number, sabi niya, no, from the IELTS report na kanyang binigay. Si officer daw ang nagkamaling, okay, na i-encode. And because of that, her application daw was unreasonably rejected on an incorrect basis. Ito na. To demonstrate the error, ang ginawa ni applicant, nagbigay siya ng bagong affidavit, a sworn affidavit, that included an exhibit copy of the IELTS report that she claims sinabit niya sa IRCC. So, ito ang nangyari. Okay? Pumunta siya sa korte, meron siyang binigay na ibang IELTS report which showed a different report number with a different score. At napansin niya ni judge. Sabi niya, hindi ito yung sinabit mo originally. Ano ka ba? O, ito yan, ano? The court noticed that the version of the IELTS report that had been adduced in the application record, although almost identical daw in almost every aspect, contained a different report number and it had a different result. Okay. Ito ang nakakatawa. During the hearing, may abogado si applicant. and he was invited to explain this discrepancy. Nagulat daw yung counsel, yung abogado ni applicant. It appears he didn't know what his client did. Sabi dito, he appeared genuinely taken by surprise, as did respondent's counsel by what appeared. Sabi dito, he appeared genuinely taken by surprise by what appeared on its face to be a glaring problem that fully rebutted the applicant's position. Una, hindi daw siya nakakuha nung CTR, yan po yung Certified Tribunal Record. Okay? Kumbaga nakikita dyan yung original application nung kanyang kliyente. He never received raw the CTR, so he was not aware of any discrepancy, despite evidence that the CTR had been mailed to him to his proper email address noong June 2025. So baka nagsisinungaling din to at nag-acting-acting lang itong si abogado, no? Na kunyari na surprise siya, hindi daw niya napansin yung discrepancy. I don't know. Pwedeng nakita niya, hindi lang niya rin nakita. Hindi lang niya napansin, rather, yung magkaibang report number, diba? Pero later on, okay, nung nag-resume ang kanilang hearing, the applicant's counsel, he conceded the discrepancy between the IELTS report contained in the CTR and the version in his application record. And he agreed that the officer had in fact properly entered the number of the IELTS report that had been submitted to IRCC. So, kinonfirm din ng abogado ng ating aplikante na hindi naman nagkamali sa pag-enter ng report number si officer. Okay, so kinontra din niya yung posisyon ng kanyang aplikante. The applicant's counsel had no explanation for the inclusion of a version of the IELTS report in the application record that was different from what had actually been submitted to IRCC. Okay. At eto na. Baka daw ang problema yung consultant sa India, meron din daw kasing consultant sa India. And asserted that the responsibility for the discrepancy possibly lay with a consultant in India. O, ayun. Ang ginawa na lang po ni abogado, nakiusap, na baka naman pwedeng baliwalain na lang o i-cancel yung 5-year ban na pinataw ng IRCC sa kanyang kliyente. Kasi usually po, no, kapag ikaw ay nahuli ng misrepresentation, that comes with a 5-year ban. Okay, so nakiusap na lang siya, baka naman pwedeng wala na yung 5-year ban because she is a very intelligent student and the refusal would harm her career. Okay, pero hindi po siya pinagbigyan ng korte. Una sa lahat, kung siya ay very intelligent, she should not have done this, you know. Hindi siya na-make ng kanyang IELTS score. Kung siya ay intelligent, dapat pinasa niya yan. Genuinely. Hindi po ba? Okay. Well, simple lang naman ang ating simple lang naman ang ating episode, ang ating storya. It just really highlights the prevalence of fake English scores. And by the way, pati ang French proficiency results ngayon, pinipeke na rin. Yan ay dahil, alam niyo naman, ang Canada po, pinaprioritize rin ang French speakers. Kaya pati yan ngayon, pinipeke na rin at pinaghihigpitan na rin ngayon ng IRCC. Let me give you some examples, no, of the advertisements na pinapost sa social media ng mga taong nag-o-offer ng fake English exam, no? Just to give you an idea. Ito po, for example. Saan na yun? This is an example of somebody na nag-o-offer, nabibigyan ka ng certification na hindi mo na kailangan daw mag-test. Okay. Sabi dito, we are still actively doing upgrades of scores for CELPIP. Sabi dito, obtain a CELPIP certificate without exam. Upgrade your previous failed score and get leaked questions and answers. O, isa pang example posted on social media. Are you scared of taking the CELPIP exam? Well, we got you covered. Purchase a CELPIP certificate from us without an exam. You no longer have to sit down or write multiple CELPIP exams if your official language is not English. Abay, talaga nga naman. It is frustrating to write the Pearson test of English multiple times without success. Kawawa naman kung ilang beses ka na bumagsak. Look no further, we got your back. Purchase our CELPIP certificate without an exam package and get your desired band scores and certificate. Talaga nga naman. Ito guys, may nahanap ako sa Facebook page, no? Nagko-complain siya, ito namang sunod. Dahil nagbayad na siguro siya para sa kanyang peking exam, pero nung nagbayad siya, ginost siya. Nung kausap niya. O, ito po yan. This is in a Facebook group. Okay. December 2024 pa ito. Ngayon, nagre-raise daw siya ng awareness. Oy, huwag kayo magpanoko dito, sabi dito. Everyone, please report the group IELTS PTE CELPIP solution. They are scamming people by saying they will provide answers for the test. They don't respond when the money is transferred. Don't fall into this trap. Okay. Parang may mali din di ba? Ngayon, mag-raise ka ng awareness dito when in fact, you try to take advantage of their services na clearly bawal. Ano ba yan? Dahil nawalan ka ng pera, susumbong mo sila. Ikaw mismo, kinuha mo yung kanilang serbisyo. Diba? Kukuha ka ng peking exam. Ano ba yan? In this case pala, magbibigay daw ng answers. Kuno, ano ba yan? Okay, well, anyway guys, I think sa community naman natin mga Pilipino, hindi masyado laganap yung pamameke ng English test. Una sa lahat, many of us, most of us are good English speakers, but I know meron din pong mga hirap. But I think, just take it, review. If you fail, if you want to get a higher score, take it again. I know, magasto siya, pero it is what it is, no? Kailangan, lalo na po sa mga panahon ngayon, try to hit the highest score possible to maximize your points. Okay, if you're gonna use that for your PR application especially. Anyway, yun lang po. I will end this episode here. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!